here at Union Station. Trying to check out the new Eastern Waterfront that's been being developed right now. Let's grab my Arabica coffee. You can only really get at Union Station. Union Station has changed quite a bit in the last couple of years. Been going through a lot of revitalization. But I gotta try to get to the Union bus station, which I gotta go south of it. I don't know exactly where it is, but let me find out. So that way is for the subway. There you go, bus terminal right there. Gotta go back up this way. Still playing Christmas music, which is surprising. So I took the train from Clarkson Go all the way to downtown. So right now I'm at CBC Park. It's a park right above the rail deck, right above Union Station. So these two buildings right here, this one and this one, they're the newest addition to the office space of downtown Toronto. There hasn't been much office development in the past couple of years. Well, I wouldn't say there hasn't been that much office development, but there usually have been smaller towers. But recently there's been a new spread of big office towers. So we got this one that's TD Terrace right there. I think one of the nicer designed buildings, honestly, in my opinion, in Toronto. That one's right down there. We got Union Station right below us. And eventually they'll finish this park over here. Or they'll finish, not this park. They'll finish this tower right here. And then they'll extend the park to the other side. Right now only this building is open. But yeah, I'm here at the Eastern Waterfront to do a video, trying to check out all the developments that are happening, because this is the fastest growing neighborhood in all of Toronto. Right now there's condos being built like crazy, office towers. There's gonna be a lot of people living here. And they don't have an LRT. They don't have any train system that goes through this neighborhood. So right now it's just, I think, car dependent and bus dependent. So there's already people living here, like those buildings right there. That's part of Sugar Wharf. So there are people living here. So right now they're either driving or taking the bus. But eventually they'll be connected through an LRT. They'll go all the way to Bidasagay Park. I'm butchering that. But that's where we're gonna go to the end of this video. But right now, let's go back inside. Let's get down to the street front. And we got Chayo. I don't know what type of food this is supposed to be. Maybe Thai food? Sure. Might come back here to eat. Oh, they got a pool table too. But they're really only open on weekdays. They're not open on the weekend. I think it's just to cater to the office workers working in the area. So I wonder if anybody can. Oh yeah, Connect 4 too. Ooh. So here we are on Bay Street. There's Scotiabank Plaza right there. It's where the Toronto Raptors and the Toronto Maple Leafs play. It used to be an old postal office. That's where it used to be. We're gonna try to walk towards One Pinnacle, which is where the tallest building in Canada is going to be. Or it's there right now, but it's not the tallest at the moment. I think it's still a little bit shorter than One Bloor West. But when it's fully completed, it will be the tallest building in all of Canada. And probably one of the tallest buildings in the world. Maybe top 100, top 50. So as far as the city can be a little grimy, of course the Gardner Expressway is like super, maybe 80 years old. I think it was built in the 50s, so doesn't look the best. That over there is the Harbor Commission building. This is where the Toronto Waterfront used to be. Like that building was like right at the waterfront, but they've pushed the waterfront back. And I think they've stopped. I don't think they're gonna push it further back, but that's where the waterfront used to be. And they're gonna build actually a office tower, a pretty tall office tower on this block right here. But I think it was supposed to be 300 meters tall. I think it was supposed to be a super tall building, but they decided to scale it back because obviously office, there's not as much, because people are working from home, there's not as much need for office space. So I think they might even scale it back even more and add more residential units. But literally everything on Bay Street is usually residential or office, so we're gonna have to split it. It's the Western Harbour Castle. It's a conference hall, but they're gonna build. They're trying to build another office on top of it, and also expand the conference hall too. So we turn onto, which street is this? Harbor. Turning onto Harbor Street. These are probably the oldest buildings down at the waterfront. These have been here for at least 25 years. I think that's one of the first few buildings that were developed down here. Because for the longest time, this place was it's a no man's land. It was just industrial buildings, just rail yards, stuff like that. It used to be a massive rail yard, this area. And then eventually they scaled back the rail yard. And now it's just wherever it's at Union Station now. But getting close to the tallest building in Canada. So this building behind me is going to be 350 meters tall. It's going to be the tallest building in all of Toronto, all of Canada. And it's going to be a mixed-use building. It's going to have a Le Méridien hotel. Also tons of retail, a bit of office space, and mostly residential. That's what most of the towers nowadays are going to be. They're going to be residential because people need places to live. And obviously Toronto has built out a lot and has built a lot of low density housing, so they need to build taller in downtown. So it's gonna be part of a complex with another super tall. So there's already two buildings on this lot. One is about 250 meters tall. That one's already finished. This one is the next one to be finished. And after that, they're gonna build another tower on that side, which will be 305 meters tall. So there's the other tower. It's a lot shorter, of course, 240 meters. I don't know what that whistle was. That was strange. We have the old Toronto Star building, which has been empty for a while. The Toronto Star has actually moved to the Well, which is on the other side of town. That's another building I'm going to do a video on, because that's probably one of the nicest designed buildings in Toronto in terms of architecture and just how well developed it is. Like, it's a mixed use, like, mall, open air mall. And it's got office space, residential. It's got everything that you need. Like, literally, it's got amazing restaurants, a gym. You don't even have to leave. Well, you can work in the office tower. You can live in one of the buildings. I wouldn't recommend that, but so before this building, the Toronto Star building, was going to be redeveloped into a new office space, but now they're thinking to just get rid of it altogether and build more residential towers. So everything fronting onto Queens Quay was supposed to be an office tower, but now they're switching it to a mix of office and residential instead of just straight up office. I don't know, it's not the nicest looking building, but I feel like we should keep it, honestly. It is pretty iconic. I feel like it needs to be recladded a little bit. The light is green. I feel like it needs to be recladded, that's for sure. I think the brown doesn't look as nice, but if they just reclad it, it'll be a lot better. It's one of the more uniquely designed buildings, Pier 27. On the base there is a NBA courtside restaurant. I went there actually a couple of months back, and it was surprisingly dead. There was nobody in there, and this was Friday night. I had a drink only, just no, I didn't get any food, but it looked nice. It looked like a fine dining restaurant. But it's the only one in the world, only NBA courtside restaurant in the world. I do like how all the towers on this side, all the buildings on this side of Queens Quay, on the south side, are all more medium to low density towers. They're not as big, and on the north side, they're a lot taller. I like that stepped aesthetic of tall to small. So this is the newest park in Toronto, Queens Quay East Park. This used to be all part of the LCVU headquarters. So they've actually moved from this plot of land to that building right there. Also, Canada Goose is in there as well, the headquarters for Canada Goose. On the north side over there, they've actually restored a bit of that LCBO building. And there's gonna be 3 towers on here. And I think one of them might be close to super tall. I'm not too sure. I think it might be 299 meters. I'll have to do some research on that. But yeah, this area is gonna be highly, highly densified. And there should be an LRT. That pigeon got a little too close. I don't know if I stepped on it. But there should be an LRT on this side. And with the amount of towers, there's super tall right there, another super tall over there, another super tall here, another 250 meter tower, 280 meter tower. And then you got these towers right here, 200 meters. So there's a lot of density and a lot of jobs too. So this is one of the last industrial buildings in the area. This entire plot of land is all industrial. Actually, pretty famous building too. It's the sugar refinery. In the summertime, you see boats coming in from Brazil. Actually, they come from Brazil, bringing in the sugar cane, and it gets refined over here. I think eventually somebody's gonna buy out the land, and they're gonna probably build some towers on this piece of land, because I don't think it'll stay here forever. The land is just too valuable for it to be there forever, honestly, in my opinion. But I'm glad it's a sugar refinery, so it doesn't smell bad, because a lot of industrial places are kind of disgusting and smell terrible. But this one, actually, when you walk by, it smells pretty nice. So I don't mind it being here. So they have put bus lanes. Well, bus lanes are not going to do the same thing as an actual LRT or streetcar. So I think they're taking a little bit long. I don't think it's been funded yet, so they're still waiting on funding for the East LRT. But stupid. There's already businesses here. Like there's a Score right there. Score's head office is right here. This is the Innovation Center. So these buildings, these 3 buildings right here, they're all office towers or office buildings. So there's some people who work down there and also live down there too. And then we got retail here as well. So it's becoming a prime destination for people to come down to. Plus it's right next to the waterfront too, which is always one of the most desired locations to be at. So I don't know why the sidewalk is so small on the side. Why is this so small? It's really strange. Look at the sidewalk on that side. That side, the sidewalk is huge. But over here, there's barely any space. One of the last bits of industrial buildings left on this strip. That's actually one of my favorite buildings, favorite design towers. It's called Monde, I think. Extension of George Brown. We're gonna actually take a right over here. You got lakeside living right here. I think it's a really nicely designed building. Like, notice like how it's really small, really short on the bottom, and it kind of becomes wider as it goes up. So I wonder if there'll be interesting retail on this side. There's a post for this plot of land as well, so that's going to be developed as well. Hopefully it's like medium density. It's not too tall. All right, let's cross the street. Let's cross Queens Quay. So over here is the George Brown campus. George Brown actually has a lot of campuses across Toronto. Probably the most famous one is on the east side of King Street. This is Sherbourne Common, actually. Oh, there's a little skating rink too. I'm surprised. I thought it was gonna be a lot colder. Actually, it's not too cold. I thought I was gonna freeze my butt off. Yesterday was cold. Yesterday was like -11. This just feels like -5. But I'm getting closer to the lake, so it might get a little bit colder. Like barbecue spots, so it's a really nice, you get nice views of the lake as well, which is right here. I don't think I've shown the lake enough, but the goal is to get down to the Portlands right there to get to Bidasagay Park. I'm butchering the name. Bidasagay Park. That's the name of the park that's opened recently as well. That area, the Portland area, was supposed to be all medium density buildings, but they're actually trying to rezone it to make it high density, and I don't know if I want that, honestly. I like the medium density on the waterfront, honestly. Like these buildings, I think it just makes sense. I don't think it makes sense for really tall buildings to be on the waterfront. I think to 10 to 20 floors is perfect. I think the other reason they build medium density buildings on waterfronts is because they want the shadows not to be covered by the lake, right? If you have a really tall building, it'll be like a tall shadow right over there, and that just makes it not as aesthetic. So this is Aqua Luna. This is like the last building in this complex. And I think my favorite building, honestly, is the most nicely designed tower. And it's not really even a tower, it's like a medium density building. The design, the idea was that it was supposed to be like waves that you see on the lake. and that's definitely what it looks like. And I kind of like the bronze look as well, because a lot of buildings in Toronto nowadays are just, they're metal, they're like blue, they're silver. You don't really see bronze buildings, and it's like one of the only few buildings that are actually bronze shaped. So, and it also kind of looks like it's been here for a while too. Like it was part of the architecture of like the 1800s. You know, in the 1800s they had like red brick buildings mostly, so it kind of pays homage to those buildings. So there should be a community center somewhere around there. There you go, they're playing pickleball. So right over here is the Parliament Slip. So the idea right now is they're gonna design a community center on this side as well too. I think it's like a more of an art community center, more of like an arena for plays and stuff like that. Obviously some new towers and stuff. This is all new. This section here, it was kind of more, it was kind of like a little cut. It was like a little diamond. It was further up north, so they filled all of this in. And they're also going to extend Queen's Quay all the way across, because right now Queen's Quay goes from here all the way to Parliament. It just connects to Parliament. But now they're gonna make sure it goes east, so they can develop more of this land right here as well. Now you got all the towers, the super talls right down there. The further it gets, we go east on Queen's Quay, the lower density it becomes. So it's Queen's Quay right here, and you notice it starts to turn a little bit to the left and goes north towards Parliament. Right down there is Parliament. So eventually he's gonna go straight, cut this way, and this land over here was like all, it was like a pier, right? So it was water, so they filled it all in. And over here they were going to build the tallest or the largest wood building in Canada, but those designs were scrapped, unfortunately. It would have been a beautiful building, but they decided not to go with those plans. I think the company that bought the land sold it to another developer. It would have been amazing. Like I'll put up the renderings, but it's completely gone now, which kind of sucks. So this is where Queen's Quay ends right now. So it ends on the intersection of Lakeshore and Parliament. This is where also Parliament ends as well. But Parliament will eventually extend all the way down to here. Now to the last leg of our journey, to Bedosagay Park. Still don't know how to pronounce that. Bedosagay Park. That's the name of the place apparently. There's the distillery right there. A long walk from Queen's Quay East to get to Cherry Street. So it's the final leg of the journey. Thank God there's a bus. I'm gonna take a bus to get back. Maybe go to King Street West. That's usually my spot. I would like to hang out in Toronto. Maybe in the future it'll be this spot. But right now I like King Street West, I like Kensington, I like Yorkville every now and then when I have the money. This is the new development. This is like the same. This was the I forget the wooden structure, the largest timber building. It was supposed to be over here, but they canceled that proposal. Like most good things in Toronto, they get canceled. Like the first rendition of One Bloor West, or the one, was so much nicer than the one that we had, the one that we got recently. The one that they built is still a nice building, but the original exoskeleton was a lot better. I'll pop it up here. These bridges, they were designed in Europe actually. I don't remember exactly which country designed it, but they were shipped on shipped onto a boat all the way to Halifax, and from Halifax they were brought over here. So it's actually really nicely designed bridges. Now we're heading onto the Portlands. Actually, this looks cool, like the shot of the ice broken up a little bit. That looks cool. So as you can tell, there's two sections. This is the road section, here's the bike trail, and the other section is actually for the LRT, the East Light Rail, Waterfront LRT, which is going to go south from Queens Quay when it's extended all the way down to this new island, which is going to house a lot of people. Going to be a big population of people down there. I already talked about how they're trying to upzone it to make it more high density. To make it more high density, but I think they should keep it medium density. But I get it, Toronto's trying to grow, it's trying to become a bigger city, it's trying to change, and it has to change because like a lot of people are coming here. It's developing into one of the mega cities of the world, and so they need to build new housing. Look at this view of Toronto. Absolutely beautiful. Where the hell is this park? It's gotta be here somewhere. Might have to ask the people or look on Google Maps. I think that's it right there. I think it's right there. Okay, I see the owl right there. So yeah, here's the park. So we're now on Commissioner Street. So right over there is Old Cherry Street. Okay, let me get close to the new Don River. I think they opened this in the fall time. I never got a chance to check it out. It's actually my first time checking it out in the winter. It's kind of eerie in the winter, but still kind of nice. So this is all fake. This is all rerouted. I don't know, some dumbass decided to, at one point, make the Don River do a 90-degree turn. And rivers, I don't know if you know, they don't really handle 90-degree turns. Like, you have to have a bit of a bend, a wave, or like a little curve. So this all is redesigned, and it took a while for them to make it. So I think they're doing this for 10 years. Eventually all of this is going to be condos, medium density offices, restaurants. It's going to be, honestly, in 20 years or so, it's going to be a very beautiful area, and it's going to be the spot for people to hang out at, because everybody, any place you go, any place in the world, people love the river or they love the lake or next to the ocean. That's usually where the most valuable real estate is. That's where usually the nicest nightlife is, just the nice restaurants, just the place people want to go to. When you think of cities, the reason why cities are great is because they have these vibrant areas. When you go on a trip to Europe or you go on a trip to Japan, you don't go to like a suburban area. Check it out. You go to like the main street. You go to like a nice pedestrian area. So to give this, honestly, I wouldn't say 20 years. I would say 30 years, and it'll become an amazing place to live, work, play, just hang out. Tourism is going to affect everything. It's going to be really good for the city. So we got a bridge going over the Don River. Let's slip and fall and die. Oh shit, I almost slipped. Look at that view. Holy crap. Definitely doesn't do it justice. Look at the way the river meanders. That's what rivers are supposed to do. They're not supposed to go like this. That's got a 90-degree angle. We walked actually pretty far. That's where we were at, that building right there, the tallest building in Canada. That's where we started, right there. Walked a good 4 or 5 kilometers probably. So it's more of the kids' playground area. It's not super busy, but there are people here though, which is good. Yeah. It's one of the bouncy services. So that owl is supposed to be a playhouse. I think kids can get all the way to the top. Yeah, that kid just got onto the front, the top. Let's take a quick look inside. Yeah, so there's stairs that go all the way to the top. I don't know what this building is, but it's really nicely designed. Old fire hall 3. Ah. It's a fire hall. I gotta pee real bad. I don't know where I'm gonna pee. Oh shit, it's so icy. It's a little dangerous in the wintertime. Oof. Welcome to the Snowy Owl Playground. Supervise children at all times. Yes. Surface may be slippery. That is an under. This place must be a buzz of activity in the summertime. And then when more people move in, it'll be more busy. Oh fuck, oh my god, almost slipped and fell real hard. Got some turtles, some fish, some beaver. Let's walk in this area a little bit. Some beaver. Oh, it's slippery over here. I wonder if you can climb these things. Maybe not. There's a little steps over here. Maybe you can. Oh, kids can walk on that. Jump from one side to the other side. They got zip lines too. The Cherry Street Barbecue. I wonder if this place is open. Actually, I might just go for a drink. I need some. It's freaking cold, man. I need to chill and relax a little bit. I don't know if you guys realize how cold it is. I know I was saying it wasn't cold, but it feels cold now. It was really cold. All right, let's see if this place is open. so it's not open. Fucking hell. Maybe I can catch a bus out here. Yeah, it looks like they're going through renovations. Maybe I can catch a bus. Where's the bus stop? Oh, bus stop's over there. I was gonna shoot some drone footage, but I'm fucking freezing. My goal was to go into that bar, relax there, drink for a little bit, get warm, and then shoot some drone footage, but I need to take a break. Maybe I'll come back and shoot some drone footage. Let's see. If you don't see any drone footage in this video, I never came back. Probably happened. 114 bus, where does this go? Just caught the bus heading towards Union Station. Thank God. It's free. I picked the right day to do this video.